Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about mistakes today and lessons learned. So let's get right into it. I was working for a company that was struggling, and I was doing some exec recruiting and recruited, head on and recruiting this pretty senior person. And in the back of my mind, I was like, this probably isn't really the right thing. I was under tremendous pressure of like, I know I can sell this opportunity and probably close this thing. And that is the path I went down. Sort of convincing myself that was the right thing to do. It definitely wasn't the right thing for this person. It really came down to the human at that point. Like looking back, wasn't the right thing to do. But what really brought it home was there's an executive who some people here probably know in the Valley who I bumped into and said, "Oh yeah, I heard about you. You're that guy who recruited. It happened to be a sibling." My sibling, and pulled the wool over their eyes. And yeah, I was really embarrassed. But since then, I spend a lot of time as a recruiter when someone is even the most excited, or I might even be legitimately excited, and being very honest about my excitement, to make sure, be it in that conversation or a different conversation, say, let's shift gears and maybe let's chat tomorrow, and I want to make sure you truly understand the challenges or what the downside of a day here is like, because I want you to walk in knowing exactly what to expect, so you don't come back and say, "Brendan, this isn't what you promised," and found that the return on that is people just huge. Build a lot of trust that way. So
you did it with me.
Yeah,
you walked me through it.
Yeah. So don't focus on closing. Don't focus on numbers. It really doesn't matter. It's gonna backfire if you do.
So I love the fact that you embrace mistakes. I love the fact we check in. I have to do that. Going fast to produce good work sometimes increases the amount of mistakes we make. And so it's just getting the right balance between speed and execution and learning.
Yeah. Yeah, the going fast can be tricky. I think that's going to guaranteed produce results. Another thing I'd tell the team is I never want to be asked the question, how long have I known something? How long have you known this if I'm bringing up an issue?
Ooh, yeah.
Unless I can answer and say, it just happened, I'm letting you know right now, and here's what I'm going to do about it, even if I don't have a solution. Because I've definitely been on that end of being asked that question where I'm like,
Me too.
I've known this
for 48 hours, and I just didn't know how to tell you, or I was trying to figure out why it happened. Yep. I don't know what to say. That's like the worst. Tell me right away. This messed up. I'm going to go to root cause. I'll let you know what I'm going to do next. I'll give you an update in 2 hours.
I've found literally 99.99% of the time, maybe even 100% of the time, no matter who it is, what level they are in an organization, if you're just saying, hey, text, whatever, this happened, don't have a solution right now, I can update you tomorrow.
I can tell you what I did.
The person's going to be excited. You wait literally 48 hours. I mean, not excited, but they're going to be supportive, and you've got an opportunity to show up and help solve it. But I think time kills any opportunity to really come back with a solution. What do you got? What do you got, Waters?
So I'm my first head of HR job. My first week in the job is their comp committee for exec bonuses and pay.
Yeah.
And we had the comp committee.
That little old thing?
Yeah. We had that comp committee meeting. We got blessings for bonuses and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was sending an email out to the CEO to say, we got approval, and here's the list of person feedback a little bit, but most importantly, their bonus. And instead of, I was typing so fast, instead of sending the CEO, they have an alias CEO staff, and it went right out to the entire executive team. They saw each other's stuff, some of the feedback. I went to IT, I tried to claw it back. I was like, wanted to vomit. It was so bad. And I'm like, I called my CEO. And I started calling him. He wouldn't answer the phone. I'm in tears, literally going, I can't call back this email. They're all going to see each other's stuff. I got to start making calls. And I called, finally CEO called me and goes, why are you worried? They're going to see it in a proxy anyway. I have justification. Just enjoy your weekend. I'm like, oh, thank God. And he goes, but I appreciate you telling me as soon as you knew. That's what made me think about it. Because I don't know how to fix my problem.
Yeah.
It's like I was so anxious getting the process and sending it out. I didn't do my quality check.
People are understanding at the speed of sharing it happens. Wow.
First week.
Welcome to the team, Pat.
Yeah. High quality.
What about from a could be from a recruiting, hiring, or people management point of view? Any tips there that you look back and be like, either whiffed on it, or maybe it's more nuanced, but something where you're just like, hired the wrong person, left them in the game too long, whatever it might be that
Yeah, I've lost critical, great talent by not keeping them in the loop and keeping them engaged in the process. So if you fall in love with the first candidate, but you think you have to go fishing more just to validate that's the great fish, I went on and fulfilled the process for the next 2 to 3 weeks. When I circled back with the candidate I really wanted, they were gone. And I had done that once, and I thought that was an anomaly. I did that 2 or 3 times. I'm like, I'm screwing this up. Like,
why are you doing it?
Because every day I'd come in and do my checklist of recruiting and next one, and have my spreadsheet. I was ruled by my spreadsheet, not by the relationship. And then I realized the candidate, you know, is creating a decision point whether or not to move on, choose A or B or C. I'm part of that decision criteria, and I never thought about our relationship. And I realized I'm a linchpin in creating an image, a brand of this company. It was my early recruiting days. And so if you're my number one, I made a checklist. I was going to call you every 2 days. Or I say I'm going to call you in 3, I'm calling you in 3. Right? Because that relationship, I realized, was more important than just doing the process. Again, I get ruled by process.
For sure. That's a good one. Another just tactical one on recruiting, I talk about it all the time, is slow down a little bit. LinkedIn has a bunch of data. You can get a bunch of data to find out insights, common connections, whatever it might be with a candidate. And you know, if it takes you an extra hour, extra week to slow down. If I really want to recruit Pat Waters, I may only have one opportunity to.
You might only have one opportunity.
And I want to maximize it. But the number of times I've myself or seen other people send outreach to someone or call, and that person says, you know, hey, I know 5 people at your company. Did you talk to them? Or it's strange that you're calling me because you know, my friend is on your team or something like that. So a lot of I think the slow down is something that no matter what situation you're in, I think being really aware of, do you know exactly what you're trying to achieve, and slow down, even catch your breath on almost anything. And I'd say then ask for help as well, because I don't think I've done anything successfully that I've done by myself.
Yeah, me either.
This is great. So in summary, first we're saying embrace mistakes.
Yes.
Is learning in every single mistake that may happen. It's a learning platform. Secondly, pretty clear that no matter what's going on, communicate early and often.
Yes.
No matter who your boss is or who the stakeholders are, let them know early and often.
Yep.
Catch your breath. If you're going too fast, slow down a bit, but not slowing down so much so that you're over-preparing.
Yes. I would agree. I think know that you're going to make a mistake every day and that you have the skill set and the ability to fix it. You can walk through anything in life. Boom.